For today's video, I'm going to be sharing probably the most disgusting thing I've ever made, and that's quite impressive because I've made some very gross videos. But this video is going to be for my Toothfairy crown. The video for the makeup look will be going up in the next few days, and as most of you know, this is going to be my last makeup tutorial on this channel for a while I go and focus on my second channel, which is called Simply Claire. I will link that down in the description box. It's a lot more casual and it's just moving towards things that I think I can do better for the moment. I need a break from makeup and I need to get my health back. So this video is going to be my last DIY video for a while. And the first thing I'm going to be starting off with, no shocker, is a glue gun. I'm going to be using two different coloured glue sticks. I'm going to be using up the red glue sticks and the orange glue sticks. And then I have a whole load of fake teeth. These are very easy to get your hands on. You can find these on eBay and they are very, very cheap. First thing I want to do is I want to separate them into categories. So I want all the front teeth in one row, then I want all the canines and stuff like that in a different row, and then I want the molars in another row so that they're not completely sprawled. I do want some kind of order to this crown. I'm going to cut out a C shape and then I'm going to make a little hoop at the back just to give it a bit of structure and to hold it into place. But this is going to be cut off later. This is just to give the cardboard a structure so that I can build the glue on top of it and start layering that cardboard to build it up and make it thicker. There's probably less of a long-winded way, but like with most of the things that I make, I tend to wing it and then I tweak things as I go along. So I'm just going to keep layering that up, and what I should have done at this point is I shouldn't have wasted my red hot glue. I should have just used the clear hot glue because later on I did run out and I don't intend to be buying these again, so that was a mistake. If you can, use a hot glue colour that you don't really care about if you're going to be doing this step, and keep layering it up in kind of a triangle shape. Now this point was completely pointless because I was going to originally make it look a little bit like a crown from the top but then a jawbone from the bottom, and in the end it morphed into just a jawbone in general. But these arches did help give me an idea of where I wanted to put the arrowheads, because the idea I had with this character, and here I'm just using some of those peanut stuffings that you get and shaping it into teeth and putting that on the crown, but the idea with this look is that I wanted to make a crown that looked like a jawbone. Like the Tooth Fairy had gotten jealous of some prehistoric animal that had all these big beautiful teeth, and it just ripped it off that animal and then wore it as a crown. So a bit of a scary character, but I like scary characters, so that's what I did. And then I used those packaging peanuts to create some bulk. So I put down a layer of glue and then built it up and up and up, and then layered it gradually towards the top of the crown and thinned it out. So this is the general shape that I'm going for. Some of those packaging peanuts I'm going to cut in half so that they're not quite thick and bulky. And then on top of that, I'm going to be putting industrial amounts of hot glue, and I'm going to keep layering it. And the main reason that I want to use that orange and that red colour is because later on when I start putting on that latex, I want it to look like a gum. And the easiest way for me to get that reddy, pinky, orangey colour underneath is just to use hot glue and then let the natural layering in the latex make it look like a gum. I mean, I could paint it, but sometimes you just work with what you have and it just makes it easier if you just let the materials work with you instead of making it too complicated. Once all that hot glue is dry, and that is going to take a while, I'm going to be adding some teeth along the edge so you can see the shape that they're starting to take, and I'm going to take that hot glue and go around the edges so that you get a bump, a little bit like you do with your own teeth. If you look at the edge of your own teeth, there's going to be a bit of a rise in the gum, and I'm going to be replicating that around all the teeth. I'm going to start by just lining the teeth along the edge of the crown, and then after that we're going to start working on the front of the crown. This is going to take a while, but the result is disgusting and I love it, so that is what we're going to do. At the very back of the crown, to give it some more support and to make it look more disgusting, I'm going to put a little bit of a tongue shape, and this is going to stick out. The idea of it is that this is going to hold the crown in place. Now, as it is, because I have a really big head, this crown was slightly too small for me, but on anyone who has a normal sized head, this is going to fit beautifully, and that little tongue groove at the back is going to stop it from slipping around. So if you wanted, you can even do a hairstyle which is going to pull all the hair at the back of your head into a tight knot over that little groove that sticks out, and that's going to hold the crown really firmly in place. Now this part, I'm going to be mixing latex with latex thickener and then using a fan brush. You could use a normal brush, but the reason I wanted to use a fan brush is because those hairs stick out in all directions. It's going to give it a very nice texture, and that's what I want. I want this very organic, lumpy texture that's going to bulk up around the teeth, and then I'm just going to encourage it just everywhere. I'm going to keep layering that latex and spackling it over so that you get a raised bumpy effect that looks like once the skin was quite kind of moist and wet, and then it started to shrivel and become like an old dry jawbone. So that's kind of what we're going for. You can see it's already starting to dry, and you're getting that orangey red colour coming through, which looks disgusting, and I love it. So this is how it looks after a while. Here I ran out of the red glue stick, which was really annoying, but I'm going to be covering that up a bit with latex to hopefully hide the fact that I messed up. Sometimes you just have to improvise, so that is what I'm going to do. The last thing that I did to finish off this crown is I went over it with some ash, and this is some ash that you can get from special effects shops, which are going to mimic the look of ash without it actually being ash. And this is what's going to give it that dusty, disgusting old jawbone look. But this is the finished crown, which I will be wearing in the Toothfairy look. That's going to be going up in the next few days. It should already be live on Patreon, but I hope you like this video, and if you want to keep seeing my content, I'll have the link to my new channel, new Instagram and all that down in the description box, and hopefully I will see you there.